I think the young generations nowadays are so much more blessed than the previous generations. Of course, there are many new problems and sources of pressure that we need to deal with, but we are also the ones who have all the most favorable conditions to make changes and to break all the deep-rooted cycles that have been running in our families and communities for decades. When I was younger, sometimes I blamed my parents for inflicting many emotional wounds on me and, for not communicating with me in a more loving and understanding way. There were periods in which I felt great loneliness, anxiety, and insecurity in my own home. However, as I grow up and become more mature, I have gained a more sympathetic and deeper insight into my upbringing. And I realized that it's not that my parents intentionally hurt my feelings. They just did what they believed to be the best for me and what they thought to be the right things based on their experiences. Our parents treated us in the same way that they had been treated. They communicated with us with the same tone of voice and language that they had internalized. They had their own unresolved pains and struggles too. They had been hurt and misunderstood many times too. They just never knew how to fix the mental and emotional issues they had been enduring, and so they kept repeating the same cycles. But we are now in a completely different world from the world that the previous generations used to live in. We have more choices and autonomy to decide how we want to live our lives. The modern world has also been more welcoming and accepting towards new outlooks and lifestyles. And if we cannot work things out on our own, we can seek guidance from various sources such as books, articles, and podcasts produced by the best people in their fields. There are also therapies and online groups in which our worries and concerns can be heard and understood. We are very lucky to have all the necessary tools, materials, and all the forms of assistance to untangle the internal turbulence. Our parents were not as lucky. My parents didn't have any books to read or podcasts to listen to, and they didn't have any time for that either. All of their time was spent on trying to make ends meet and trying to provide me with the most stable life that they could. I'm sure that they had days when they felt exhausted, days when they felt terrible but couldn't even cry because they had to pretend to be strong, days when they couldn't voice their problems to anyone nor receive any guidance, days when they had so many questions for which they couldn't find any answers, days when they had to bury all of their pains and hurts in the deepest parts of their hearts and kept moving forward. We have the power now to change everything. We can heal ourselves, we can heal future generations, we can heal previous generations also, although that depends on each individual's path. I just want to remind everyone who's watching that we are a generation of cycle breakers. Whatever cycles have been imprisoning us, whether they are related to mental illnesses or financial issues, we can break free from them once and for all. So please use this time to get to know yourself, listen to your inner voices, understand yourself on a very deep level, expand your knowledge, learn from wise minds, and resolve all the problems that you have been neglecting. We are here to welcome a new world. Let's be the start of it. Thank you very much for listening. I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.